Hi, welcome to the Dirty Nerdy, episode 18. Today we are going to talk about. Oh, Steve's joining us. Sorry. As you noticed, Steve's missing. He'll be
Hey.
here shortly. But today we're going to talk about, let's see, we're going to talk about some CD Projekt Red news. Yeah. And the new Halo show. And maybe, if time allows, some Gran Turismo 7 shenanigans. In the meantime, though, Avery, how you been?
Tired. I've been really tired. The daddy life is definitely kicking my ass, but I'm enjoying every minute of it. My baby girl last night decided she didn't want to sleep at all, so was up throughout the night, just trying to rock her back to sleep as best as I could while not trying to secretly in my head strangle her.
Well, I mean, you're going to have those thoughts probably for the rest of her life. So don't feel too bad.
So I felt a little bad because, I was like sleep deprived and everything, and like in my mind, I was all like, just go to sleep. I'm all like, oh, that's horrible. Like, why did I even think that? And so I was like, no, I didn't mean that. And I was holding her and hugging her and stuff. And then she started crying again. And then I went back to like, if you don't go to sleep, little child, I will strangle you.
Look, there's going to be that moment where she's going to say some shit. She'll be about 11 to 13, and she's going to say some shit, and it's going to break your damn heart. And you're going to send her to a room, and you're going to want to throttle her. So nothing new here. All right. It's just the first time.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'll get prepped for that.
So did you watch anything this week? What games did you get into?
So me and my lady, we're actually watching this new show as it's going on. It's called The Thing About Pam. It's about a lady who it was part of a Dateline special, but basically this lady, she killed her best friend in order to get her life insurance money, and she said it. Yeah, and she set it up to blame the best friend, her husband, that she did it.
The husband, holy.
She framed the husband so she can get away. And the crazy thing is, the best friend, the wife, like she has 2 kids, and instead of having that, like she had the life insurance changed, the policy changed from her husband to Pam instead of convincing. She convinced him. Like, she convinced her. Yeah, this lady
thinks that's a good idea.
I don't know, but like everyone in this show so far, like thinks like Pam's like the most amazing person in the world, but like you can totally tell she's just an asshole, manipulative, narcissistic piece of crap. But anyway, the show is amazing. It's really good. It's been really good to watch. It's a really nice blend of like it has a lot of good little humor in there, which is perfect, with a serious crime, drama. So it was really good. Me and my lady are enjoying the crap out of it.
Sounds like a lot of stupidity, like from the real life perspective of it. Like,
oh yeah, it is, especially during the trial. Like, so when they finally go to trial, and the settings in Troy, Missouri, and which is like a little off from St. Louis, like maybe about 30 minutes off from St. Louis. Okay. And so when they go through the trial, it's just a mess. So it's a small town. Everyone knows each other. Like the DA, the district attorney knows the judge. So like they're like best friends forever. The husband gets
shit either.
Yeah, the husband gets an attorney from St. Louis. Is like one of the top notch attorneys, defense attorneys out there in St. Louis, and even he could not convince not only the jury but the judge to show that not only is the husband innocent, but trying to point the blame to Pam. And everyone's like, no, Pam can never do it. You can't use, you can't use the fact that she changed her life insurance. Like that won't be held up in court. Like there's so many things that he was pretty much just blocked from doing that wouldn't allow him to convince, that the husband didn't do it. So they ended up, it's crazy. But anyway, didn't mean to ramble too long about that because that's not what this show's about. But that's what I'm watching.
That's super interesting. Like I can't. Yeah. I'm assuming the married couple didn't have any kids because I don't know any person in that situation that's changing their life insurance over, because the main reason you carry life insurance is like, oh, if I go, they'll be able to take care of what we have.
Yeah.
Like that is the only reason you carry life insurance, in my opinion.
Yeah. It's insane, but good show so far.
You did mention, we were talking earlier, Steve, we'll get to you. By the way, did you get a new camera? Because you're looking good.
I didn't get a new camera. The camera just got moved. So
okay. Oh, better lighting, probably. Just
maybe better lighting. Yeah, I am getting a new camera, but that's a story for after.
That looks look, you're looking clean, man.
You're looking fantastic.
You were talking about a game you were playing, Avery. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so this week, and instead of me diving into Elden Ring and rage quitting probably for the first boss, because I haven't really played much of a Souls-like game, I purchased because of the sales going on last week on Xbox called Code Vein, which is what I've been told is very Soul-esque like type game, but very mild in that form, more or heavy on the RPG side. And so far, like, I've really been enjoying it. Like, it's definitely getting me used to not rage quitting or feeling bad when I die from just a regular fucking enemy who just decides to chop me in the back of the head and take all of my experience. And I'm all like, it's cool. It's cool. Whatever. All right, I got this. But so far it's been an enjoyable game. It's definitely getting me more used to the Soul S type. It's kind of making me build up into Elden Ring. And I know we talked about earlier how you were saying, Chris, how like something about Elden Ring just pretty much just you didn't really mind dying so much. Like, it just drew you in more than anything else. So like, I think after this, I'm definitely gonna just dive right into Elden Ring and just start getting into it.
You know what, you say that, and I just came up with an interesting analogy. So Elden Ring, think of it like Breath of the Wild with stakes. Mm-hmm. Like, there's a cost to dying. Whereas in Breath of the Wild, you could adventure everywhere and go anywhere whenever. Like, you can go straight to the last boss in Elden Ring and Breath of the Wild. Now, you don't want to do that in Elden Ring for sure, but I mean, people do it in Breath of the Wild all the time.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
For the record, I played Elden Ring this morning for 2 hours, and I accomplished absolutely nothing. I didn't kill anyone. I didn't level. I didn't pick up any good gear. I think I picked a flower, and I got to keep that.
Wow.
2 hours.
I know your pain, man. I know your pain.
Wow. That sounds amazing. I love it. I like it.
Speaking of which, Steve, how you doing?
Oh, it's been a week. We'll go over some stuff after the show, but
okay, cool.
I'm doing good. This week, what did I watch? What did I play? I played Elden Ring a little bit. I played Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. We beat it. Now we're working on beating it in superior mode.
Okay.
Nice. Which has been fun. And Game Pass, I picked up Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, so shit.
I've been playing that. When Elden Ring upset me to the point where I was like, I'm going to get rid of all my video game systems. I'm going to smash all my computers. And the Amish had everything right. So it kind of drew me back a little bit so that I can play Elden Ring some more.
I've heard amazing things about Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, I've heard really good things of that game.
I just basically finished the tutorial. I'm about an hour and a half, 2 hours in, and I finished the tutorial of all the stuff you can do. Although I'm still learning stuff about the game. It is pretty cool. It's pretty fun so far. The banter between all the characters and the music is great. So,
of course.
As far as what I watched this week, I watched Halo. And I'm sure we're going to discuss that later, so I'll save my opinion on that for later. I caught up on Star Trek Discovery for season 4 and finished watching that. I have to say, after the first 3 seasons, it was the ending was kind of a letdown. Like, it built up, but it didn't give you any insight into season 5 and what's coming, which is something they've done really well on the prior seasons. So I'll still continue to watch it. And then I started catching up last night on season 2 of Picard, which is pretty fantastic. I mean, if you like Star Trek, if you like sci-fi, it's good.
Okay. So I actually watched a TV series this week, and that is because of one reason. After the show last Saturday, I went to a concert. And at the end of this concert, I dislocated my shoulder. So spent the night in the emergency room. Had a blast. Had a fucking blast.
In the emergency room?
Yeah, I was having a good time in the emergency room. I was cutting it up with the nurses and shit. Like, like I was having a good time. Like, I had such a blast at the concert. Like, I was in the most pain in my life. I have never hurt like that, and I've broken bones and cracked my head and everything. But like the dislocated shoulder is something else. So
I can imagine.
So I spent the next 2-3 days watching Reacher.
Oh, yeah. I told you guys about this.
Go watch Reacher. Reacher is so good. There was maybe 2 or 3 times that I rolled my eyes in like 6 or 7 episodes. Yeah, a great show. And from what I'm hearing, so my brother's girlfriend, she's read all the books, and she's like, it is so on point with the books. Like, it totally respects the lore of what has been put out there already. So great show. Go watch Reacher, people. And you know what? It's first season, and it's only like 6 or 7 episodes. Isn't that what the case is, Steve?
Yeah, and they're about 45 minutes each.
Yeah.
Some are a little longer, some are a little shorter. Something we have to deal with now in that day and age of streaming is they're not contained by commercials or ads.
Good for now.
Yeah.
But yeah, loved Reacher. And then let's see what else. I watched Halo. We'll get into that later. And I am at this point at 112 hours on Elden Ring.
Nice.
I want to play Cyberpunk 2077 because I was having fun doing that, but I can't put the pipe down. Like, it's bad. It's really bad. Like, I should go do stuff. I'm like, no, let me just double click a little Elden Ring here. Like,
it's a non-linear game. Where are you at in the game, Chris? What level are you, and what are the challenges you're dealing with? I just beat Godric the Grafted this week.
Okay, nice.
I'm trying to get down that stair, that walkway full of guards, and just 2 hours, and I haven't been able to do it.
So, have you grinded giants yet on the hill?
No, I grinded the grafted undead up in the north area that we're giving you about 1,000.
Okay, yeah,
so I'm level 43, but it's still tough.
So you might be able to go grind the giants on that hill outside of the first gate, because those are giving me 1,000 at about that level. Those are giving me exactly 1,000 at that level, the early 40s, and that's how I pushed up. That's how I pushed up to the 50s. For me, I'm level 72 or 73, something like that. I am in the early stages of the capital. I beat the boss that's standing outside. That dude is a bitch. Like, damn. That was a battle, but I got in, and I can't get much further. Like, once I'm dealing with 2 or 3 human-esque players, because there's some non-human players in there that are pretty easy to deal with. But once I'm dealing with like human type opponents, they just gang rape me. Like, it's no good.
Do you think it's a level thing, or do you think it's a something else?
It's definitely a skill thing. Like, I'm trying to, like, there's so in the capital you can go a bunch of ways, but I'm being super stubborn and going this one particular way to deal with these 3 fucking assholes. And I'm just not getting what I want. Like, there's these 2 assassin type things that throw the magic dust that bursts into explosions. And then there's this other dude that's got a sword and a crossbow, and his crossbow shoots 3 fire arrows at a time. And all 3 of them hit you. Like, it's not just getting hit by one. It's like you're getting nailed by all 3. And when that dude comes out, it's just done. Like, I can't, like, and I've blocked his bolts, and I've blocked, but like, yeah, I've tried drawing. You can't, and in this particular situation, because you're in a closed room, and you're kind of like, you know, it's like a palace type thing, and you're in these hallways and stuff. I can't just draw out one at a time because they're all just right there.
Oh yeah.
So
there's got to be a strategy to it. I've found that every single fight has a strategy. You just got to figure out what that strategy is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called do not die, guys. How about that?
Yeah. Get good.
Get good.
Yeah, that's not working. I'm not getting gooder.
Not getting any gooder.
No.
I did yesterday defeat the Glintstone Dragon, and I almost even did it without any summons. Like I fought him 3 or 4 times, and on the last time I had him down to like about a third of his health, and I realized I hadn't fucking summoned anything. I was like, you know what? If I bring out my jellyfish that he won't be able to kill, because jellyfish are great for dragons, I'll have an extra distraction. Yeah, because they with the jellyfish, they float above the ground, so any area of attack stuff doesn't hit them.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So yeah, the jellyfish is awesome just because the area of attack stuff doesn't affect them at all. So I called out the jellyfish with about a third to go, took out the dragon. That was like my 4th or 5th dragon that I've taken out. That was awesome.
I didn't try any of the dragons.
You're probably pretty cool. So I would level up your jellyfish, and you can probably go take out that one in the burnt dragon ruins or whatever it's called down south from where you start out at.
Okay.
Because yeah, I was about at that level when I took that one out, and it was the jellyfish. It was all the jellyfish. Like, I mean, it doesn't hit hard, but it's a distraction, and that particular dragon can't get it at all.
Yeah. Okay. I have to give it a shot. Yeah.
So we got some news this week from CD Projekt Red. News that honestly I have been hoping for, because I love Witcher 3.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I'm cheating on it right now with Elden Ring.
It's cool. I think The Witcher will forgive you for that. I think it's a good thing to be cheating on. So
CD Projekt Red put out an official statement. What was it? Monday or Tuesday? That they are making The Witcher 4. And they've got a deal with Epic Games, and it seems like Epic Games is going to help them with kind of like customizing the Unreal Engine 5 for the game, which seems interesting because CD Projekt Red has been using the Red engine, and we all know from The Witcher 3 particularly, well, I mean, all the Witcher games are kind of janky with movement, in my opinion. Like,
they are
super easy to get caught on stuff, and like it just wasn't completely smooth. And the like Witcher 3's all right fighting system, but definitely had room for growth. So I'm hoping the Unreal Engine 5 is that missing link to make that more smooth.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, right now I would love CD Projekt Red and From Software to get together and make a fucking Witcher game.
I mean, that'd be cool. And I agree with your sentiment, as far as how rigid the movement is in Witcher 3. Like, when it comes to the fighting, it's really nice. It's very strategic, and it flows. The fluidity is very nice. When it comes to like just regular exploration, like, running, walking, jumping, it just feels a little unnatural, right?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't.
Sometimes you have to just hit that treasure chest just right to get
just
the button.
Right. Yeah. And then also too, like especially when it comes to the platforming parts, right? Where you try to jump on, another platform and then to a treasure chest or climb up a destroyed castle tower. It just gets really janky really quick and very frustrating, But yeah, the move to the Unreal Engine 5 is very exciting. Like I can't wait to see what they do with that tech and what's that, just that power. I think it'll be awesome. And also these even graphical wise too, like the Witcher, graphical wise, I'm super stoked.
and The Witcher 3 still holds up to this day. Graphics,
yeah, exactly.
And it's old as hell.
Right. So I'm super stoked to see what more they can expand on top of that. Because, like you're saying, Witcher 3 is an absolute gorgeous game. And that was on their engine. So I can only imagine with the power that they get with Unreal Engine 5, what they can come up with.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
We don't even know what it's about.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And we'll worry about that when it comes up, because here's my biggest problem with this announcement. They announced Cyberpunk 7 years before it came out. It wasn't even ready when it came out. And Witcher 3 wasn't ready when it came out.
Yeah, I'm about to say Witcher 3 wasn't ready either.
So why the hell are you telling us this, CD Projekt? And they didn't give us any dates or anything, which is totally normal. But how long is it going to be?
Well, you have to imagine that they've had some amount of development going on before they even announced it. So they probably know what their story is. They know what their engine is. Now it's just the mechanics of building out the game and the balance of it all. I'm sure, which is what'll take years.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, they're building it now. They're probably building it for PlayStation 5 and Series XS.
7 years, we could have PlayStation 6. 7 years, we might have PlayStation 7, even though no one can get a PlayStation 5. Who knows? Or
I mean, by then I might have a PlayStation 5. So I mean, that'd be cool.
Right.
Or we're in a post-apocalyptic world. Like, who knows what the fuck's gonna happen then?
Yeah. But to like what Steve was saying though, right? Like I'm pretty sure, and I mean this is one thing too that they do in the game industry, right? That's you have your teams, right? So they probably, and I'm pretty sure now CD Projekt Red's a bigger studio than it was when the first Witcher came out, especially after Witcher 3. I'm sure they had a huge budget, so they're able to expand their team and maybe hire more employees or get rid of them because that's the game industry as well. But probably while one team was working on Cyberpunk 2077, they probably had their writers and their concept artists and stuff working on The Witcher and getting that going to kind of maybe cut the time it would take in order for it to release. But like a cycle for creating, for one, a new game, and especially with creating something on a brand new engine, usually like that time is like 7 years, right? Because it's a new engine, it's something completely new.
Yeah.
If it's something that's continuing from like a series, then it's usually like 3 or 4 years. But I'm interested to see if maybe like, because of the hype of Witcher 3 that I wouldn't be surprised that they were working on it like right after The Witcher 3 with another team.
Okay. Actually, they came out. I want to say they came out and said after Witcher 3 that they said that there wasn't going to be another one.
Yeah, well, I do remember.
Yeah, so, and the reason they said that is because the deal that they had with the guy that wrote the Witcher books had expired.
He sold himself short, man.
He did.
He did.
And then he wanted too much money from CD Projekt Red to continue. And so they said that there would be no more. But then they reached an agreement. Now, I had heard that the agreement they reached meant that they wouldn't be using Geralt or Ciri or...
Oh, no Ciri either. Okay.
Yeah, that I'd heard that it was going to be a completely new storyline that he helped them come up with.
Because, this was like 3 or 4 years ago.
Who knows what's happened, in intervening years with the Witcher series being on Netflix and getting so big, maybe he agreed to let them use Siri. We'll find out when the game comes out.
So he got paid for Netflix. Do you guys know anything about the original deal with the Witcher games?
Vaguely.
So he licensed it to them for 3 games, and he took cash, no royalties, no nothing.
Yeah,
he's like, it's a video game. Nothing's going to happen. So he just took a cash payment, and he got boned.
Yeah, something like $70,000. Not even a large sum of money. It was like trivial.
Wow.
I mean, $70,000 isn't trivial, but when you think of the scale of what Witcher has
the grand scale of
Red,
Witcher 3 did that opening day. Like,
he definitely sold himself short. Like, I'm pretty sure he's just like biting himself in the ass. So maybe that's why
Oh yes, So he got super bitter, and he didn't even have in Poland. He didn't have a leg in court. Like, he had nothing. And CD Projekt Red worked with him, and they were able to come up with something. Like, they didn't have to, but they did if they wanted to make more games. But they didn't even have to. Like, maybe they saw conspiracy theory. Maybe they saw the writing on the wall with Cyberpunk. They knew what they were getting into, because this was about 2. Yeah, this is about 2 years before Cyberpunk finally came out after a year of delays. And they're like, shit, we might not be able to do this without this kind of story backing us or something. Like, we might need to have something to bring people back after Cyberpunk. I don't know, conspiracy theory, but like, they might have been thinking ahead like that.
I doubt they were thinking that far ahead. You're giving them way too much credit.
That's only 2 years ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and at that time when they signed the deal, it was only a year ahead, because they thought Cyberpunk was going to be a year out after they redid the deal with whatever his name is, Andrzej Jozwicki or whatever. I need to go read the second book. Oh, that's another thing I didn't mention. We need to get into Halo. Avery's got to cut off in 13 minutes. Start reading the Lord of the Rings. I'm like 4 or 5 pages in. Love it.
Dope.
So really, I ain't got nothing to show for the next topic. Let's talk about Halo. Avery, what are your thoughts?
Oh boy. All right. So initially my thought was like, you know what? I'm going to break my mindset of trying to relate this to the game and just relate this to maybe it's good storytelling and a good different direction that that Hollywood wants to go to in order to bring a bigger fan base. I had that mindset, and then I watched the first episode, and then immediately was like, I still do not approve. Yeah. I'm just first off, it's very Mandalorian wannabe-esque, which is very upsetting in my opinion.
They said that in that Variety article.
Me and my friends were talking about it, and we all felt that it was very Mandalorian-esque,
Yeah.
They said it in that. Yeah. Keep going. I'll give my bit in a bit.
Yeah, very disappointing. But yeah, like long story short, was not really impressed with the first episode. And to bring in my 2 cents of a designer point of view, the CGI was very shitty. And there was one scene in particular that really stood out to me, and that's when the Master Chief threw his battle rifle on the floor. Oh yeah, also his janky movement too. That too. But like there was a scene like they focused on it too. He threw his battle rifle on the floor, and I paused because I'm like, I did not just see what I just like. Wait a minute, hold on. You have the actual model of the battle rifle. You don't need to make it CGI for a scene of throwing it on the floor. It was bizarre,
like floating on the ground.
It was
so
weird.
bad.
It was so bad.
When I saw that moment I saw that, I was like, oh, I'm going to talk to Avery about this.
Yeah.
Because that was so terrible. Good
so
Lord.
bad. But yes, the janky movement of the Spartans was also, it was so...
Well, and
the
elites were janky too.
Yeah.
Like I could make room for the Spartans because they've got that big clunky armor, but the elites weren't they weren't overburdened, and they're supposed to be like these massive like athletic machines essentially, like and they were just as clumsy.
Yeah. That's my quick 2 cents. Continue.
Your turn, Steve.
Well, I mean, the parallels to Mandalorian are numerous, almost too numerous to count. Helmeted warrior finds young child on mission, and then sets about to reunite child with some amount of safety, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously, he takes off his helmet towards the end of the first episode, and we've never seen Master Chief's face. I get it. I understand why they did it for this series. But the reason the Master Chief never took off his helmet in the games is because he was you.
Yes.
They wanted you.
And they wrote those games specifically so you could feel like it was you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, they never show you his face because it's your face underneath that helmet. And now they've shown us his face. That changes the games forever.
Mm-hmm.
It's.
And so, like you were saying, you get why they showed his face, and it's recognition. This guy's a nobody. You want to know what would have gotten you recognition? Be Master Chief and play a great role. And then you could pull the Mandalorian shit at the end and take it off at the very end of the season. And even though I wouldn't have liked that, I would have never.
Yeah, or never.
Yes, I would have never appreciated that. But if they had written a great story and he played a great role and he did that, his star could have shot off. He could have been the next big fucking thing. But he blew his load early.
He did. I mean, there was no build up to him actually taking off the mask. Like he didn't deserve it yet, right? Like the first episode, if you're trying to expand your audience as far as like, hey, a lot of people probably don't know Halo lore besides like here's a big Spartan created or like human augmented guy who goes on and kills the aliens. You would still want that build up as far as like who this character is, as far as a Master Chief, before you reveal like, oh, this is who I want. Like before you build that intensity of like, I want to know who this person is under the helmet. But like they didn't do that. They just first episode, no build up, just out of nowhere, like, oh, he's gonna take off his helmet. And then when they revealed his face, at first I was like, who the hell is this guy?
Ugly.
And then I remember I was looking it up. So this is a guy who had, I called him Porn Stash on Orange Is the New Black. He was one of the correctional
Is
officers.
it really Porn Stash?
Yes, it is. He's the one. He's the correction. Yeah, he's Porn Stash.
Oh man, I didn't even recognize him without the porn stash.
Without the porn stash, right? Yeah, that's him. So I was like, this was very upsetting to see this.
Yeah.
Reveal.
So I want to get to some quick fire questions before Avery's got to go. I haven't played all the Halo games. I've played Halo 1, Halo 2 fucking religiously. I just beat campaign on Infinite, which was all right. I have never have I ever been in the desert in a Halo game. How about you guys?
I can't remember if they had one in Reach or in Halo 3. Those are the only other ones that I've played besides ones you mentioned. The desert isn't really so much as through me as, I've never in any of the Halo games went hunting humans. It was always against the Covenant.
Yeah,
why did they have to make and there again, the whole Firefly thing, compared to a completely different show.
Ooh.
Why is the big United Marine Space Corps going up against the guys who are, from what I gathered, one episode in, that's the fuel that their ships need to run.
It's also drugs.
It's also drugs.
They were going to use it for fucking
they did
drugs.
mention there were pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
Well, no. That shroom that she picked in the beginning. I mean, it's not a shroom, whatever the hell it was.
Right.
Looking like shroom. But they were going to use it as to get high. Like dumb. That's not Halo. Never have we ever had in any Halo game humans complaining about the Spartans or anything like that. Like, where the hell is this coming from? So also this is really interesting because they a few weeks ago they officially announced this is not canon. Another interesting thing is Halo Infinite does not have any special events going on for this show. I don't think there's a whole lot of high hopes for this show because there's nothing pushing it. Like,
there's nothing connecting it.
How do you have a really new Halo game not promoting the first TV show that like fucking Master Chief is on the big screen? Like, how are you not promoting this?
Yeah.
I think they're going to Boba Fett Master Chief. I think he's going to be a little bitch. Look, it's already going there. And I don't think this is going to go well. I'm going to stick through it because I like a dumpster fire.
Yeah. No, I'm going to stick through it too. And what's crazy, so like, there's also a lot, not only is there a lot of comparisons in Mandalorian, but there's also a lot of the nostalgia bait as far as for gamers, right? Like, when you look through Master Chief's eyes in a heads-up display, you can, you see his reticle, you see his shield, like you see all the cool things you would see in the game. And then during the scene when he was getting shot at and he was taking cover to regenerate his shield, they did the sound effects. Like, they did all the things to kind of help, bring in that gamer crowd. And for the minute, like, it got me.
I hated all of that.
It for a minute, like, there's a little bit where I was like, okay, that's pretty cool, I guess. But then I got immediately drawn back out, how it was being implemented and just also how cheesy it kind of really was. Kind of, it seemed like it was really thrown last minute just to kind of please the game mass.
Nostalgia bait. You said it. It's nostalgia bait.
It was straight nostalgia bait for sure. One thing I will give it credit, the first episode credit for, and we're kind of really just like, whoa, did not see that coming, was the first initial scene where the Covenant attack happens, right? So when the girl, I forgot her name, Kanwa, I forgot her name, but when she goes and she's Quinoa, right? And she sees them and she runs back to her friends to warn them, like, hey, we got to get out of here. I was not actually expecting a lot of blood and gore. And just seeing like literally those weapons, because we know how powerful those alien weapons are, just annihilate those kids. And I was like, holy shit, that's amazing.
So the gore was perfect. That was probably the best part of it. I liked that. After that scene, everything else was boring. The dialogue, everything. I was just like,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
it's like can we move on? And then like the first episode you pretty much turn Master Chief into an an outlaw. Like I mean throughout the Halo series, there's been definitely times when the Master Chief was all like would listen to directive and be like, I'm not really too sure about this.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he would still like he always had his humanity. That's what made John Spartan very special. Was he always had that some part of humanity in him, but like never once would he just flat out, without a actual cause, to go against the direct order.
So and there's that point where Cortana took over his ass, and she was evil and shit.
Yeah,
and like he was definitely going against what the leaders wanted him to do because Cortana had, I don't know if it was like a virus or something, like she was sick. And so they went and they did some not so good things.
What game was that in? Because I don't remember Cortana going bad. They play it up in Infinity.
I think it was the second one because I remember, unless I played the third one and I was just so goddamn drunk, I don't remember. Like,
I think it was actually Halo 4 because in Halo 3 he wants to go find Cortana because in the end of the second one he gets taken by the I forgot the thing's name, like the big, I call it the big tentacle thing, but he gets captured by him and Arbiter. When he gets released, he tells him you need to go find Cortana. She has secrets that you need. So he gets, he has a lot of the little mind things playing in his head to find Cortana. He finds where she is, and they find out that she's corrupted a little bit. So it kind of corrupts him in the third one, but and in the fourth one, it kind of becomes more of a corruption. That's when she actually, becomes like, on the enemy's side. Like she becomes really corrupted, and that's when Master Chief has to go try to find and bring her back to the good side. And I think she sacrificed herself, some shit like that. I can't really remember.
Yeah. And then that's kind of what led into Infinite.
Right. Because in Infinite, you've got that
you got
new
Cortana.
AI.
It's Cortana.
Yeah, she's the new Cortana. But she's designed to destroy Cortana.
Right. Yeah. So, let me think. I had something else I wanted to ask, and I totally spaced it.
Go for it. I mean, I said 12, but like my lady's in the shower, so I got a little more time.
So like, let me think. What did you guys think of like after the battle scene, and they're on the ship, and all of it, they want to kill Quan. Her name was Quan.
Okay, Quan. Okay.
They wanted to kill Quan because she wouldn't spit their propaganda. All of a sudden, like they're like trying to make it political, and it didn't need to be like.
Yeah,
but like,
I mean, yeah.
So they want to kill Quan or whatever, and he's he goes soft. Like I just thought all of that banter at the head fucking mission place or whatever with those women and goddamn what's his name, Keys, and all the Keys,
Keys, Holly.
Like I just couldn't give a damn.
They changed them as characters, so I have a problem. I just look. I'll finish watching it, possibly. I mean, I've got Moon Knight next week. We've got Obi-Wan Kenobi coming. I mean, damn. It's loaded. I may not put a lot more time into this. Based on
it'll definitely be in the Halo will definitely be in my bottom tier of priorities to watch.
So I will say right now, if we talk about it going forward, like especially after Moon Knight starts and Kenobi. It will be brief, and it'll probably just be to talk about the shitstorm. Like,
I mean, unless they pull out something miraculous, I can't imagine going to.
Yeah,
I'm going to say much more about it than I watched it and. Still
right.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
That's where I'm at too. Like it's
so sad because I remember playing Halo and I just wanted a TV show.
Maybe we'll be just praying for an episode of Halo, but I doubt it.
Shit. I doubt that'll be the case. But I mean, like you were saying, Chris, right? Like this is we see Master Chief on the big screen, and it's just very upsetting to see how it's being turned
so bad.
Right. It's just so upsetting. Like I can't get over the fact like the very first episode they're all like, we're just gonna take off his helmet. Like
it was supposed to be a movie. At one point, Peter Jackson was attached. He even made a trailer for it.
That would have been
So,
awesome. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look it up, but supposedly there's this really amazing fan film Halo movie on YouTube.
I think I know
Totally
what you're
fan
talking
created,
about.
and they
Yeah.
said it's something Rise Above something, or it's got Rise in the name. I'll have to look it up, but supposedly it's great, and it's a full length film. Well, almost full length. I think it's like about an hour, which is pretty full for me. And they had a budget and everything, and supposedly it looks really good. I'll have to look that up, and I'll send that out to you guys when I find it.
Yeah,
But
no, for sure. I just still can't believe just how shitty the CGI is in this show.
I know, and you know what? They did a really good job in the trailer hiding that.
Yeah,
Because I thought it was going to be much better from the trailer as far as the CG goes.
Yeah, it's so shitty. I'm so upset about it. I'm just like that battle rifle. I was all like, what is this shit?
I know. and from that moment on, you're just looking at the guns.
Yeah.
Looking at the guns. Like, what's really going on here? Is that one? Are they actually holding something? What?
Yeah, that was such shit. But all
right. Well, so that was Halo, and we wanted more. Let's go ahead.
Short, yeah.
For Avery's sake, let's go ahead. Avery, what you getting into this next week?
Let's see. This next week, I'm going to continue watching a little bit more of the thing about Pam, because I am really I'm into it now. It's exciting to watch.
I'm not going to watch it, but I look forward to your updates.
And I will gladly update it. It's such a shit show to watch this unfold, and I just need to see how this crazy bitch gets away with murdering her best friend and taking this life insurance money. I got to see this unfold.
Framing her husband. Holy
shit. It's who's by far like the nicest dude in the world. Like he's like, okay, so he was playing D&D with his friends when the whole crime went down. He was just baked out of his mind. Like super nice, chill dude who did not deserve this at all. And not only that, but like this Pam got his stepdaughters to turn on him and call him a violent asshole. It was the whole thing. But anyway, I'm not going to continue on. Like, okay, that's
so
crazy.
I'm going to give you an assignment that you can decide to pick up or not. You need to look up to see how much of this, like, is the D&D thing something that was actually in real life, or was that an artistic spin on something? Because, like, if it was real life, if that's an artistic spin, well written.
Right. Yeah. No, I'll look that up, but that's my thing for the week. That and get some gaming done, whatever that may be, whether that's Code Vein or Elden Ring. We'll see.
How about you, Steve-O?
Well, I'm going to continue with trying to beat Elden Ring and get some time in on that. Not beat it, play it.
Yeah.
Play it without
I was like, wow, that's such a hell of a
I'm going to get beat by Elden Ring.
Yeah.
There you go.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance. We'll continue to play that, and then next week we've got Moon Knight. I'm looking forward to it.
Do we know the day?
30th.
The
right?
30th.
And that is
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday. Okay, so are they gonna do the Tuesday late night thing where it like drops at midnight on the East Coast or some shit like that?
I'm sure they will.
Okay. So yeah, I will watch Halo at least one more time. I'd like to say I could give the whole season a go, but I just don't know. And look, the last episode didn't make me laugh. If the rest of them are so bad they make me laugh, I'll keep going.
so bad that it's good. Yeah.
I'm gonna check out the first episode of Moon Knight. Got to do that. And I want to play Cyberpunk, but I can't put down Elden Ring. Like, it's bad. I'm jonesing right now. As a matter, so last week, what I did was after we hung up, I was on Elden Ring for like 5 or 6 hours before I went to the concert. Like, that's just how my Saturdays have been ever since. So yeah, I'd like to say thank you for watching. If you liked it, hit the thumbs up button. Maybe give us a subscription if you haven't already, and share with a friend. And until next week, keep it nerdy.
Word.
Have a good weekend.